Jose Figueroa, a Salvadorian man who opened his heart to let us see your place, Jose, trying to understand a little bit what it means to be in sanctuary. It's easy to say, it's easy to talk and make questions for you, but I barely can imagine how hard it is for you to stay here for more than 6 months. So
well, it's a prison.
It's a prison, I know, and it's unfair. I know you and your family don't deserve to be in this place. I know. Well, you're not starving, maybe food, but I know you're starving for another rights and feelings.
Freedom.
Right?
Starving for freedom.
For freedom, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm very thankful, and I'm pretty sure Devin too, to help us come to this place and realize a little bit what it means to be in sanctuary, Jose. I mean, we came, we passed the fatal door at the entrance. When we finish, we're gonna get free again, we're gonna go. But you're gonna stay here, Jose.
Yeah, same reports from the weather.
From the weather, I know. Well, at least you keep your sense of humor. But Jose, thank you, because this is your place. This is very intimate. I know this is very personal for you. It's not easy to open the doors and let's see when you're leaving. And this is the place, I'm pretty sure, because I'm mother, that you sometimes when you lay down and you're going to sleep, you miss your kids and you miss your wife and you miss your life. So thank you for letting us come here. And my God, it's incredible how in 4 walls, small room, there's a big story. My name is Karla Lottini, and today is Sunday. It's around noon, a little late. We're here to speak with Jose Figueroa, my friend. He is a Salvadorian man who has been in Canada for more than 14 years, Jose?
So next month will be 17 years.
17 years, okay, listen. And well, we're here in the Walnut Grove Lutheran Church because Jose was forced by immigration institutions to be in sanctuary, and I would like to speak with you, Jose, about why came you here to this place as refugee looking for a safe place.
Okay, thank you. So that is the first question.
Yes.
Why I came here to this church? This has been my church for ever since we came into Canada in 1997.
Yeah.
And basically all of the members of this church, they have known us for that long, and we feel very comfortable. But I would say that at this point that I decided to come into sanctuary, to claim refuge in this church. It was not my choice. Mm-hmm. I was forced to make that decision.
That's
in
what
October.
I said, you were forced, yeah.
Yeah, and basically what happened is that last October, CBSA, the Canadian Border Services Agency, they decided that they wanted me out of the country. Why?
Yeah.
Because our case has been in the media for a long time. They probably felt that the many mistakes that they have been making in our process, they were going to be discovered. If I remain more time here in Canada, a judicial review was going to be heard, and we're looking at that every single detail of the mistakes that have been made.
Share 3 mistakes from the CBSA or the CIC, the immigration authorities in Canada.
Just 3. There are many.
3. I know.
There are many. And right here, I can tell you. In 2004, an application for an agency application was approved in principle by a CBSA. This application was made with the CBSA knowing that about my membership of the FMLN. On the same year, in 2004, a CBSA officer had written a report, a letter, in which he clearly states that in 1992 I was helping some FMLN members that were going to be included into the new national police that was being formed as a result of the peace agreements in 1992. And in the same letter, in a second paragraph, this same officer, he refers to me as if I was an FMLN trainer. Yeah, so there is a big difference. In 1992, sure. I was helping them to upgrade academically so that they will be able to be included into the new national police.
I know, that's the same, yeah.
That's another mistake. In 2009, July, a CBSA officer came with the allegation that he called me for an interview, and it was then when I first learned about inadmissibility something. But this officer, he's using the knowledge about my membership with FMLN as if it was something new.
Yeah.
And
you never lied.
I never lied. They knew about my membership with the FMLN in 1997. They knew about that, and they are using that information as if it was something new. But I think that the main mistake that the CBSA is making is the fact that they are categorizing the FMLN, the Farabundo Martin National Liberation Front, as a terrorist organization when it is not.
It is not. Why? How do you know it is not? I mean, talk me about the list, the famous list.
Okay, I tell you, I can assure you, and I am 1,000% sure that it is not a terrorist organization. First of all, the FMLN is not on the list of entities of Canada. The Minister of Public Safety himself has already stated that it is not on the list of entities. Yeah. And I was a member of the FMLN in the 80s.
But many of Salvadorans in this country,
thousands, and there are thousands of Salvadorians who are living right now. They are Canadian citizens, and they are not being found inadmissible on these grounds. So there's a big contradiction on this.
I know.
Why?
Why?
Well, I think that the main problem is reflected in the law. The CBSA officers that have the power to make determinations, they have too much discretionary powers to decide and to appoint that. Their decisions, they have more incidence than the decisions being made by the Minister of Public Safety or the Canadian Parliament.
Yeah.
Do you see that part?
Of course, I know. So, Jose, some people think that you were found inadmissible because you are a risk person, right? I mean, that is a terrorist. They use the inadmissible word, and immediately a lot of people think that terrorism or a terrorist person.
But we have to be specific.
I know.
Who are those people that have found on this situation? In this particular case, we're looking at a CBSA officer that is looking at a file, and because I had said that I was a member of the FMLN, they found me inadmissible on the grounds that I was a member with this organization. Yeah. And in the end, what they are doing is basically categorizing, this CBSA officer is categorizing the FMLN as a terrorist organization, when the question that we have to ask is, does this officer have the power to do that? When you look at the Canada and El Salvador international relations, you will find that the one that was the Minister of Foreign Affairs in 2009, Peter Kent, he went even to the inauguration of Mauricio Funes as president of El Salvador. Mauricio Funes is a member of FMLN, and the current president is Sanchez Serén, or he's going to be sworn president. He's a member. He was a commander of FMLN, and he has been in Canada a couple of times.
Yes.
Exactly.
As guest and
no problem.
Person. There's nothing admissible. There's no person. He got a visa, or maybe he didn't need the visa.
Well, no. Everybody needs the thing is that who's making those determinations? Who at this point, if they found me inadmissible just because I was a member of the FMLN, well, that will render inadmissible millions of Salvadorians into this country.
But beyond that, I think it's not legal and it's not something honest. I mean, it's not good because you're not terrorist, Jose. You're a father of 3 Canadian kids, right? You're a worker man, hard worker.
Yeah.
You're not terrorist.
That's something that we know. And the thing is that we're looking is that the law as it's being applied here in Canada is being applied not the same to everybody. So actually here we can actually be talking about an issue of inconstitutionality of the law itself.
Yeah.
Because according to section 52, I believe, of the Canadian Chapter of Rights, everybody is equal under and below the law.
Yeah.
So if we apply the constitutional law on these aspects, then the CBSA, whoever judges are making decisions on this matter, they are basically misapplying the law.
I know. But how this decision affects or have affected your life and your wife's life and your kids' life? Just one decision, just one stamp, just one paper, just one signature. How it affects to Jose, the Salvadorian who migrate for risk country, looking for peace and for new country. How it affects your life, Jose, since this nightmare starts in 2010, if I'm okay?
Well, it's kind of, when it started, we can debate on when it precisely started. But yes, we can say that in 2010, that's when I first learned about the inadmissibility issue that was in here. But how has it affected not only me, but my family? Well, first of all, with this deportation order, and as it is standing right now, basically CBSA, they are forcing me to divorce my family. So they are separating us.
Yes.
And this is against the concept of the objectives of the immigration law itself. And overall, basically, they are applying the law in such a way to an innocent person. Like if you read the transcript of the decision, the adjudicator that made the decision in 2010, he didn't find anything wrong on my decision to support FMLN during the time I was a student. No, the only reason that they gave me the deportation order is because I have said that I was a member, and the other thing is that, well, they are categorizing this organization as a terrorist organization. It doesn't make sense at all. So according to this, any Salvadorian will be found inadmissible. And that was a very fair question that we asked during the admissibility hearing. And the adjudicator at that time in 2010, he phrased it like this. Mr. Figueroa argues that according to the concept of the law, millions of Salvadorians that have been supported of the FMLN, they are inadmissible into Canada. What did the minister representative answer to that question? Well, those 2 million Salvadorians are not here. This is a case by case. Okay, but then I go, let's forget about the 2 million Salvadorians in El Salvador. Let's talk about the 150,000 Salvadorians that are here in Canada, that are Canadian citizens, that are members of FMLN. Is CBSA starting a process to deport all of these persons?
Why not back to El Salvador? What are the main reasons?
Why
you are not accepting? That I know that it's not a just decision.
It is no, but why not? Well, first of all, it has been almost 17 years that I have been living in Canada. My kids, they are all Canadians.
Yes.
This is the land where they were born. They have a life here in Canada.
Yes.
In 17 years that that my wife and I have been out of El Salvador, well, we got graduated as teachers.
Yes.
So in all of this, I haven't been a teacher back in there. I do not have any, not even pension. I do not have any contacts. I do not have any job there.
And simply, it's not a safe country, right?
It is not a safe. Right now, if you compare El Salvador to before the Civil War, and El Salvador is one of the most violent countries in the world. And besides, what they were proposing was basically to take the whole family back there. Well, my kids, this is the country where they belong, and they are forcing all of them to, if I go, they go. Then they will be putting my kids in danger.
But there are some reasons that I would like to put in light, Jose. You have a son who has autism, right?
Autism, yeah.
Okay. And you have a wife who is afraid to back to that country because it's not safe, and because you don't know if you're gonna find a job, and because it's something like honor. I mean, it's like you don't want to be called inadmissible terrorist because it's not fair. It's not just. I mean, someone just made a decision and they just kicked you out from the country.
Yeah. Well,
why? It's not based. It's not a solid argument.
No, it is not. Last year, a delegate from the Minister of Immigration, she decided that that I should be. And when you look at her decision, she said that my wife, her crime was lesser than mine. What was my crime according to this lady? When I was young, I made the mistake of supporting a terrorist organization, and that's what she said in there. So now, at this point, in 2014, immigration, CBSA or CSIS, they haven't given me any argument why I should be referring to FMLN as a terrorist organization. As a matter of fact, there are more arguments to indicate the opposite. The Canadian government has diplomatic relations with the FMLN. They have a commercial relations with them as well. And every year there are many Salvadorans that are welcome into the country. So, and if you're looking at El Salvador in the 1980s, well, did we have any choice? What were the only two choices that we had? Either you supported the FMLN or supported the right-wing governments at that time. So, and when you look at the decision itself, well, they found that the FMLN, or I better say, the CBSA officer that made the decision found that the FMLN is a terrorist organization because of the 5% of the human rights violations that were committed during the Civil War. How about the Salvadorian government with 95% basically of the human rights violations, and they still kept diplomatic relations with these countries,
Yes.
and at this point, is the Canadian government, is the immigration or CIS going to be starting a process of finding inadmissible any member of the Arena Party, or
I know.
or
It doesn't make sense.
it makes no sense. And but here we're looking at the problem is a lot bigger, because the finding of inadmissibility it doesn't only go to Salvadorians. It goes to people from Guatemala, South Africa, everywhere.
And I want to say something, Jose. I mean, I think in you, but I think as well in your family. I think a lot in your kids. Because I know someone said, I read that document when they said that you can go back to El Salvador and you can be in contact with your kids by Skype.
Yeah, that was the
Yes,
the
that's like funny statement from the CBSA or CIC, I don't know.
No, that was the decision that was made by this minister delegate last year. Actually, that is the one that is going to be going for the judicial review. So there was this decision that was made by a member of a delegate from the Minister of Immigration last year, and she's the one that basically decided that, that she was satisfied that with the advancement on the communication technology, I will still be able to give moral support to my children. And I think that that is not only not funny, it is an insult to any immigrant that somebody, and because we are all parents. So I would like to see this lady to try it for a year to see if she will be able to give moral support to her family, if she has one, that she will be able to raise a family that way. Exactly. This is going all way against the concepts of what a family is. It is going all out against what the concepts of what Canadians, what we as Canadians think about what human rights are.
I know. It's supposed to be the best interest of your kids, right? Based on Canadian law, on the Canadian government statements, that they have to look the best for these three kids.
The best interest, yeah.
And I barely can imagine how hard it has been for them emotionally. Well, all this sanctuary, Jose. That's why I said how this bad decision has affected your life and your family's life. Because how long have you been here in sanctuary? How long?
Over 6 months now. And on this 6 months, basically, and this is something that has been affecting us in my relationship with my children. I only see them every weekend. And sometimes when there is something else going on, I cannot see them that often even. And we are here in Canada.
I know.
So how in the world would this lady that made this decision last year was going to be compensated all of this lost time? And last October, as I said, I was forced to make a decision to claim sanctuary, and I think that was the best decision that I've ever made, because if you consider the options, they wanted me out of the country by October 31st, and I know that if I have left Canada at that time, I was never going to be seeing my children. So claiming sanctuary, at least it gives me the opportunity to continue seeing them on the weekends at least, and at the same time it gives me the space, the room to continue on the struggle. Because this is a struggle that I think that it belongs not only to my family but to every immigrant, not only Salvadorians but immigrants from any other country that, well, this country, that's what it is. It's a country that is made of immigrants.
Yeah, usually immigrants, we don't know the real history of this country, and maybe that's a big problem. But Jose, tell me something. Why people, why Canadians, why immigrants, I mean this is an immigrants country, why we have to listen your words, why we have to give our support to you and your family?
Well, I think that the most logical response to that will be, well, what is that makes this country? It is immigrants. And why did all of these immigrants came to this country? Because they were looking for a place where to be safe, to raise a family. And I think that if we forget what makes a Canadian, then I think that we're going to be losing a lot on that. And basically, well, I do not think that they have to listen to me. They have to listen to what their conscience tells them to do. And that's what has been happening for a long time. 4 years over, we have been, I am still here.
I know.
And if you consider that there are many cases where immigrants have been given a deportation order, and usually they are left. They have left the country within a month of the deportation order.
I know.
It has been 4 years, and we're still struggling.
Yeah.
But I have the hope that eventually things are going to be better. Canada is going to be a better place once all of this matter is solved.
Yeah, I think if they let you stay in this country, it should be good for all of us. I mean, because you're not the only case.
Yeah,
It's
well,
not
the thing is about they, and who are they? I think those they are just a bunch of people that they do not have a clear understanding of the Salvadorian history in my particular case, and they are misinterpreting what the law
or
is
saying which
doing.
country is safe, like Mexico. Mexico is a safe country. They're supposed to.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
They are warning the personnel of the governmental institutions, saying don't fly to Mexico because it's not safe.
But on the other hand, they are saying the opposite.
Deporting, right?
Yeah.
So, Jose, all this time that you has been here in this church, from where did you get strong? I mean, because it's not easy to stay.
The strength?
Alone, yeah, the strength.
Well, I think that the main strength that I get is well, I am in a church. God is helping us in many ways, and
love,
the love of my children. They are giving me the reasons why to continue this struggle. If it wasn't for that, if I was alone, single or no married or everything, things will be a lot different. But I think that the strengths, what would a parent not do in order to secure a future for the children? You're a mother, and any immigrants who is a parent, they would do whatever they can in order to protect their children. And this is what is giving us a lot of strength.
Talk me a little bit about the hard times while you have been here in Sanctuary. I mean, I know you're a strong man, you're a fighter, struggler, I know. But sometimes we are broken, and sometimes we feel like alone, sad, despair.
The only way that others can understand what is life to be in sanctuary, they need to experience that themselves. And basically, it's a situation that we do not wish to anybody. At the same time, it gives us a hope.
I know.
But it also is very, very stressful.
It's very, very stressful. I know. I'm looking that line, Jose. I'm looking the slide. I'm looking beautiful trees, the wildlife, and it's to reflect. I mean, that you can cross that line simply because someone made a bad decision and someone is calling you inadmissible.
You know, every Sunday, when there's a beautiful day like this, I just get the report, and I cannot get out of this place. And you know, over time, basically, you are looking at this that the smell of air, it has a different smell for me.
I know.
It will be great when I will be able to get out of this place and basically smell freedom.
Exactly, smell freedom. That's a good way to describe, I think. And I mean, when I think that you are in sanctuary, Jose, I was close to make the same decision, very, very hard decision, and I was lucky, I can say, but I usually think in you, and I try to use your shoes and say, well, why? Is this human? Is this human? I mean, for someone to go in a sanctuary, deport people is human.
My case is not the only case. There are so many other cases, but the difference is that the way I have decided to fight this is by, well, I am not a terrorist. Well, if immigration or CISIS or CBSA believe that I was a member of a terrorist organization, they should be giving me the evidence. As a Salvadorian, I will be very happy to know the evidence that they have against the FMLN to be a terrorist organization. So I do not vote for them. Last elections, I casted my vote for FMLN. Because why? Because it's not a terrorist organization. So it's still they won.
You were in a civil war, Jose. I mean,
we're still
like, I know.
The civil war for thousands of Salvadorians hasn't ended. And it seems that the Canadian government, they still are living on this. They haven't updated any information concerning the FMLN.
It's a terrorist organization.
The FMLN has never been considered a terrorist organization.
Yeah, you told me, neither the FMLN, the country, El Salvador, neither you are in a list of entities.
Exactly. Well, on October 29th, the Minister of Public Safety of Canada, the current one, Stephen Blaney, he made statements to a reporter from CBC and told him, the FMLN is not on the list of entities, neither am I. And I can tell, and that's something I can tell you. There is the list of entities is a public document. Anybody can go in there. Last year, I made this application to the Minister of Public Safety. This application is based on Section 83.07 of the Criminal Code, in which it states that an entity claiming not to be listed may apply to the minister for a certificate in which the minister states that the applicant is not listed. And listen to this. A second part of that section, it says that the Minister of Public Safety has 15 days to give a response after they receive the application. I made this application to the minister on June 3rd last year, 2013. The minister received it. So, which meant that by June 18th, the minister should have given me the certificate, because I know I am not on the list, but I needed that certificate.
Yeah, you want your document, yes.
Exactly. But
Right.
they refused to give me that certificate. We sent several letters reminding the minister about that application, and in the end, the Minister of Public Safety, and I gotta say it clearly, they said that they didn't see any confusion that may arise from comparing my name with that of the list. And he sent me the link to the list of entities, like saying, go check yourself. But what they I think they do understand that with that certificate, I can basically go and ask the CBSA office, the director of the CBSA or whoever is in charge, to please make a report asking the minister to grant the exemption. And the exemption is another legal means that they can solve this matter. The minister he can solve it right now, but they are willing not to do it because this is a political decision. And what they are looking is, well, I didn't have any other option in 2010 when basically either I made everything public so that to discover what the mistakes are, or I allow myself and my family to be deported. If we hadn't made all of this, the We Are Jose campaign, and we would have been out of this country a long time ago, and a big injustice would have been made. And right now we are at a point where basically we are looking for ways to solve this matter. That application that I made last year now is going to be because the minister refused to give me the certificate. We were forced to file a mandamus application, a mandamus application to the federal court. And what that mandamus is that we are asking the federal court to ask the minister to comply with something that is written on the law. The minister had the obligation to give me a response on the certificate 15 days after I made the application. He never did, which means that the Minister of Public Safety, he is breaking their own law by not giving this application.
1 year almost?
Well, when the mandamus is heard, it will be over a year since they should have given us a report.
These two important dates, Jose, talk me about May 26th and July 2nd.
On May 26th, the federal court is going to be hearing what is the judicial review. This judicial review is the one that was scheduled to happen on January 15th, but it was canceled because the minister failed to provide us with some documents, as it was ordered by the federal court. So now it's going to happen on May 26th.
Yeah.
And what is going to happen then is that the federal court is going to be reviewing the decision that was made by the minister delegate last year on March 27th. It's that decision where this person that says that she's satisfied that I could be a Skype parent. And so what I am expecting from that is that the federal court is going to be dismissing or squashing that decision and sending that back to another decision maker. Okay. That's on May 26th, and what we are expecting to happen is that we would like to see that the community give us their support.
Yeah.
We need people to be inside the courtroom, paying attention to what is said and how is it said and what the decision is made. And we also want some people outside the courtroom rallying in support of the family. So I think, and at the same time, we are trying to get some other people in other provinces as well,
Yeah.
so that they can be giving us their support. So the more people that are involved, I think that we can guarantee that the decision that is going to be made is going to be made. It will be a sound
Like
decision.
fixed. The decision can be fixed if it is possible.
No. The decision it has to be done in such a way that corresponds to what the reality is, and the reality is that the minister delegate last year, she made a very bad decision. It's a decision that violates not only my rights as a person. It violates the rights of the family. It violates my dignity as a person.
I know that's
and this.
Help me to summarize about July 2nd and the mandamus issue.
Okay, so what's happening on July 2nd is that the minister, the federal court is going to be hearing about the application that we made to the Minister of Public Safety, so that he will give us the certificate stating that I am not a listed entity. Why is this application important, or this date? The importance of that is that with that certificate from the Minister of Public Safety, we will have something tangible, something that we can present to CBSA, so that we can ask them politely, so that please make a report to the minister with a recommendation to grant the exemption.
What it means, the exemption exactly?
The exemption is the ministerial relief. That is a decision from the Minister of Public Safety that I am not inadmissible because of security grounds.
Okay.
So there are two different things. There is an exception under Section 25 of the immigration law that is for the humanitarian and compassionate grounds, and there is also the exemption under the security provisions of the Section 34.2. Now they have changed it, but where I am not the minister arrives to the conclusion that I am not inadmissible for security grounds.